Welcome back here on your Monday morning. If you've got plans to be outdoors today, a couple of things. It's going to be warm, but not hot for most of us. It's going to be humid, though, and that's something you really got to take into account. And then the further we get into the afternoon and towards the evening hours, that chance of thunderstorms is going to be going up. It'll start mainly west of the Tri-Cities, and then eventually will start to push its way east this evening into tonight. But it's a pretty typical summer pattern that we continue to be in. The one thing I will say, though, I mean, we often get warm, muggy conditions, but the atmosphere is so loaded with moisture right now that these storms tonight could really put down some impressive rainfall totals in some areas. We've got this trough out to the west. It's kicking these disturbances through the area. We do have a cool front that will move through tomorrow night, kind of knock our temps down a bit on Wednesday, and then we bounce right back. In fact, by the weekend, looks like those highs will be back into the 90s. We've had a little bit of activity way up here to the north, right along the South Dakota border, but as I keep mentioning, it's actually down here in west central Kansas. This batch of energy that's going to lift its way north and will eventually trigger thunderstorms by this afternoon, especially out to the west, and then they will be pushed east as we get into tonight. Hebron, you're at 69, 73 in Phillipsburg, right at 70 in O'Neill. It is mild out there this morning. It's humid. Our dew points are upper 60s. Anytime you get that dew point above 65, you'll feel it. You get up around 70, which is where it's probably going to be this afternoon, you really start to notice that it's hot and sticky out there. So it is going to be a very muggy afternoon. And as I mentioned, it was like that yesterday. It's just that today we're going to try to tap in to that moisture. Already by 3 o'clock, we should be seeing storms, maybe even severe storms out west. And then notice as we get into tonight, that push to the east, okay? And we really see those storms work their way east overnight, and there will be that potential of severe weather tonight as well as the heavy rain threat. And then tomorrow, you know, for the most part, it's going to be pretty quiet. We'll clear out quickly. It's just going to be a little bit warmer. Here's our slight risk of severe weather for today from roughly Tri-Cities westward. Large hail damaging winds the primary threat, especially a hail threat out to the west, and then more of a wind threat probably tonight as the storms push east. 83 the high today. The clouds will be thickening up, and that chance for rain really starts to get going this evening into tonight. 66 the low. Can't rule out some heavy rain, and back up to a high of 87 as we get into your Tuesday. Temps this afternoon should be low to mid 80s across pretty much the entire viewing area. And as we look at that 7-day forecast, a little cooler Wednesday, and we can see some very late night storms Tuesday to Wednesday morning. Then the heat builds in. 93 Friday, we're into the 90s as we get into the weekend. So again, there's two concerns, and that's for at least the risk of some severe weather and then the risk of heavy rainfall. And some areas just can't take much more in the way of rain. That's why there is a little bit of concern that we could have some flood issues, especially south of I-80. We'll have to watch and see how that unfolds.
I just feel for the people who just keep getting this rain.
I know, you drive along and there's water and still in a lot of the fields, so yeah, it just seems to be never ending this year.
Absolutely.